Hi, my name is Teresa Sincata, and this is set 3 of my video book critiques. Just a little disclaimer before I start, I am a little sick, so bear with me. For my feature text, I decided to choose They All Saw a Cat by Brendan Wenzel. The reason I chose this book is because I really thought it was interesting how they used different styles and technique of art to display the cat, or to describe the cat, for every person or animal that saw it. The genre for this book is a picture book. Its grade levels are 4th through 7th, and it has received the Caldecott Book Award. The cool thing about this book is that it has a lot of repetition in it. It always repeats, "The cat walked through the world with its whiskers, ears, and paws," on every couple of pages. I thought this was super interesting because repetition is very important for books. And then this is one of my favorite parts of the book, when the mouse saw the cat and how it showed the cat looking like an actual demon when really it's just a cat. Or when the bee saw a cat and it was all pixely because that's how bees see. The story continues on like this with different animals seeing the cat in different ways, but those two are my favorite. And again, just like I said in the beginning, it repeats every once in a while that the cat walked through the world with its whiskers, ears, and paws. I have thought of 2 lessons for this story. The first one would be for a 7th grade classroom. In groups, the students will read They All Saw a Cat. Next, they will discuss what words were repeated throughout the story. Then they will explain the importance of repetition to the story. Last, using Pictochart, each group will create an infographic together explaining the importance of repetition in stories. I have created one for you all to look at. So repetition. R, repetition. E, every line doesn't need to rhyme. P, poems. E, emphasis. A, adds patterns. T, themes. I believe that each student would be able to create something similar to this, not necessarily using the words, but an infographic just giving information on what repetition is. Pictochart is really easy to use, and I think that it would be perfect for a 7th grade classroom. My second lesson, I have aimed for an 8th grade classroom. I decided to use social studies for this, and you'll see why. So the students will read They All Saw a Cat in groups. Then they will discuss how everyone saw the cat differently. They will then talk about how this has to do with perspective and how everyone can have different perspectives of something. Next, they will relate this to history and how different historians have different perspectives of historical events. They will then take it a step further and discuss the different perspectives on the Federalists and the Anti-Federalists, connecting it to their history of what they will be learning at the time. Last, they will use Canva to create a Venn diagram to show the similarities and differences between the two groups, the Anti and the Federalists. I did not create a Venn diagram for this specific lesson, but I did want to show that it's very easy to make not only infographics on Canva, but Venn diagrams as well. They can choose from a whole multitude of templates to use to create their infographic. And they can be as creative as they want. The more creative, the better. Some other texts that I enjoyed reading are as followed. No David by David Shannon. It was so funny to read that book. Joseph Had a Little Overcoat by Sims Teaback. Finding Winnie by Lindsay Mattick. This one I loved because I love Winnie the Pooh. Many Moons by James Thurber. Also, A Sick Day for Amos McGee, which was hilarious. The Ugly Duckling by Jerry Pinkney, which is a classic. And Raindrop Splash by Alvin Treslet, which was really interesting because it was basically a picture book with only a few words, which I really loved. Thank you for joining me. I hope to see you at my next video.